Hi, guys. Leanne Holitza here from the Healing Studio. I am grateful to be joining you guys today on this Sunday, the 17th of September. I can't believe it's already that. I am doing a couple of things to support us today. I'm using the Lotus Way Radiant Energy Elixir. So that is take orally. And then we've got some Ancestor Metatron Amanda Ellis spray that I'm going to use to try and help clear, lots of things that need to be cleared up from the past are really coming up. So using that. And then I've got a Zambian citrine. Citrine is always a good, second chakra support energy, but it's also good for abundance and receiving what you're worth. And then we'll, of course, use the Yantra deck and the wisdoms of the hidden realms today for the personal cards. A couple of announcements. Let's see. We've got our normal stuff going on, group healings, sound baths, and then we've also got new moon ritual is coming up next October the 14th. We had a pretty good turnout this last time and lots of good energy. And we've got a game night coming up on the 21st. That's a free night. It's just come play this really elaborate game and see if it's something you might want. So you've got also connecting with the guides group on the 20th of October. So there's lots of stuff going on. So you can check this out. I'm trying to make some updates to my website to make it a little easier to navigate, and I might be making it harder. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so how to play the get the card game. So you type me please for a card and I'll get to as many as we can during this time. Sometimes I go a few minutes over just to get to everybody. Trick to this whole system. I got three feeds coming in, 2 Facebook feeds and a YouTube. And so I'm using a different service that brings them all together. And so if you're coming in from YouTube lets you comment early. So I just tell you guys, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell button, smash the bell button, and you'll more likely be able to get up to the top of the list. So that being said, you will also see your name on the screen when I call your name, but I'm only going to say your first name. So just pay attention to this side of the screen and pop up who I'm calling out to. So I'm going to say hi to Carolyn and Catherine and Natalie. You guys are at the bottom of my list, just FYI, even though I know you got right on time. So just know I'm coming as fast as I can. But let's just check in. Let's see what the week brings for all of us first. So this is going to start us off. Okay. So this card reading for the week will be for all of us as a collective, and then your individual cards will build on this. Okay. So here we go. For the week. Wisdom upside down. Okay, so this card is saying, and I'm already feeling this for sure, there's some stuff that's trying to get cleared that is in the shadows or in the darkness. And so we're just being asked to pay attention to, yes, we may think we know what we know, but do pay attention to what might be lurking in the places you don't know and be open to having some wisdom revealed. Helper card for the week is choices sideways. What this is saying is the choice has already been made. So sit in the choice, sit in the situation that you're in this week. Don't make more choices. Don't try and, change it up in any way, because right now it's like, be with your choices, Okay. And then end of the week, feeling the generosity is a little blocked. Okay. So we could be giving more at the end of the week, but we might be feeling like we can't. So it just kind of feels to me like this week might be a little bit resource deprived, in the sense of feeling confident in what is going on. So again, just focusing on the helper card of just like the choice has already been made, be with the choice. Okay. All right, let's build on it. Okay, so Colette Barrett reads Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, okay? All right, here we go. So first we're going to do 1, 2, 3. This is going to be the start. If you're watching live, hi, thank you for joining. And if you are watching later, this is another way for you to get your own personal card. Just check in with yourself. What is resonating with you? Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. So just sit with those numbers for a second. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now that you picked your number, here's your card. First card for today. If you picked 1, you got the High Lady of Love and Compassion, reverence, kindness, and consideration. Okay. So this is kind of the card that's saying everybody's got their stuff. Everybody goes through their stuff, and having kindness and reverence for the struggles around you as well as your own is going to be the focus for you this week. Okay. If you picked 2, you've got the Dueling Dragons. Okay. So inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. So this is like basically saying to you, give yourself the understanding that this is a choice. Remember the choice, it said the choice had already been made. This is a choice that you've already made. And now if you're having any cognitive dissonance about that or inner conflict about that, sit with the conflict, sit with it. Don't make any major moves with it this week. Okay. If you picked 3, you've got the web weaver. Okay. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. So this is basically asking you to be okay with the fact that you are not necessarily all in charge of what gets weaved in your life, but you do have a lot of conscious intention around it. So work consciously with what you're creating, and also just consciously, because we go back to that first reading, work consciously with the choices that you have already made. Okay. All right. Hopefully this is starting to make sense for you guys. Gina, you made it to the top of the list. You still have a dragon here waiting for you. Maybe you could come to next new moon on the 14th of October. I don't know. All right, here you go. Your card for the week, your focus. Okay, the prison waif, self-sabotage and poverty consciousness. So this is when we take ourselves to being worried about things that aren't necessarily needing to be worried about, but we're in that, what I like to call the moss mindset, where we let the moss grow, the mindset of scarcity. So this is, we're warning you against that and warning you that, saying that you are the one creating that. So give yourself a little step back. Okay. Yeah, I might need to come get your dragons and make you feel better. Okay, Rob, you made it. Okay, Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, and withholding. Okay, so what this card is saying to you for the week that, giving and receiving in balance the best that you can. You may not even understand, though, where you're being given energy. So your guides are saying, kind of like, it's funny because what they're pointing to is that I had a conversation with my 22-year-old about the infrastructure around him, meaning his family, and how much we're supporting him and holding him in a place of, safety while he transitions through some things. This card is acknowledging that you have other helpers around too, helping you, holding you, keep an infrastructure of stuff you maybe don't even notice sometimes. Okay. So just trust that you're being held, and give where you can give, but also sit in that choice that you've already been making. Nicole got the Shadow Queen this week, which is acquiring knowledge, insecurity, and manipulation. So be careful. Be careful where you might be maybe trying to find out more than about something than you're letting somebody else find out about, or that kind of thing. Like, sometimes it's okay to hold your cards close to your chest, but just kind of being, aware of where you might be doing it out of insecurity, and maybe that insecurity isn't serving you this week. Okay. Seth, you're going to be focusing on the Spirit Whisperer, which is divine guidance and higher knowing. Okay, so this is giving yourself, see, there's an owl in that card. The owls always represent wisdom. And so this week there's some wisdom coming. Let that wisdom come, and let that wisdom be, kind of elevated wisdom. It's not just day-to-day wisdom. Okay. All right. Courtney. Okay, you got the Sun Dancers, joyful, activity, celebration of life, and abundance. Okay, so this is very much about kind of being, being in the abundance you already have, dancing in the abundance you already have, doing the things that already make you feel abundant, not acquiring anything new necessarily, but enjoying what you have. Okay, Tanya, you got Sisters of the Season, cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. So basically this is saying, let the seasons be where the seasons are. Try not to fight where you are. Acknowledge, sometimes the guides will use the idea of the sun setting. Are you in the east, or are you in the west, or somewhere in between? If you're in the east, you're just beginning. If you're in the west, it's time to shut some things down, and variations in between. That's kind of what you're being told to acknowledge, is the season that you're in, and not to fight that season. I feel like that it's fall here in the location we're at, so might be a good time to let some things go. Kimberly, you got the Rainbow Prince, which is compensation and perseverance. So, ooh, fun. You're going to be receiving some things. Your compensation, and you're actually like the continuing to put yourself out there is going to get rewarded. So keep aligning with that reward. Keep aligning with the fact that you have it in you to do it. So it must mean something. Miranda, you got the Sacred Union, partnership and romance. So if you don't already have a partner, you're going to be looking into it. But really, it's focusing on first the relationship with yourself, okay? And loving yourself enough to know that whoever you partner with, that singular relationships that are just you and another person, those intimate relationships, give you a reflection of how much you love yourself, okay? So be focused on loving yourself a lot this week, and then sharing that maybe just, with your tight-knit group. Keep it a little tight. Tiff, you got the Ice Queen. So ideas preserved, non-action, and entitlement. So again, there's an owl in this card. So there's a little wisdom that's trying to come through. But this week, it's a kind of a non-action week for the best that you can this week. Whatever ideas you have, this week is not the week to act on them necessarily. Pause, hold on, let yourself see where you can let your ideas kind of marinate a little bit more before you release them out into the world. I don't know about you, but I am like the type of person that has an idea and wants it done like tomorrow, right now, yesterday. Pause, don't do that. Patty. Oh, I shuffled. You got the Ice Queen too. She came in the protective for you, which is upside down. That just means it's in Colette Baird-Reid's world of cards. She writes her reverses as protection. Okay, so the Ice Queen is coming and saying, well, we're going to hold your ideas safe. Okay, we're going to keep those ideas and that non-action safe this week. So just give yourself a little pauses. Okay, Kelly. Kelly. Okay. So protection mode. Okay. You got the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Okay. Discernment, clear vision, and details. So the details, the eyes on the details will be protective for you this week. Have a real discernment about what you're signing this week too, and letting yourself really see that there might be more than meets the eye. Go slow, be discerning, read the fine print, all of those good things this week. Okay. Oh, that's always feels good, doesn't it? Read the fine print. What's going to happen? Robin, your card is the Altar Priestess. Okay. Preparation, prayers, sacred ritual. That might be a good week for you to just set some intentions. Be really clear about why you're asking for what you're asking for. Ooh, I just got a big, there was this big wave of energy that's coming about this. So whatever you're working on, having some ritual and prayer to it, some gratitude. Yeah, I'm also hearing bless your food this week. Okay. So just pray, all you have to do is just say, thank you, food, for thank you, whatever it took to bring this to life. Jordan, you got the Desert Prince and the protective. So survival and false promises. So this is asking you to be careful not to be in survival mode when you're making your decisions, seeing where maybe you kind of are hurt and wounded from people not following through with what they say they're going to do, that kind of thing. So just give yourself a little space to have, an awareness that that's where you're coming from. That card this week is the choices have already been made. So that's what to focus on. It's just don't make any new choices yet. Kimberly, you got the Dragon's Duel. Okay, so inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. If you picked 2 at the beginning, you're doubling down. And if you guys remember, we kind of start seeing these cards again and again. They start to become for all of us, but this is basically saying that there's a yin and a yang, a good and a bad, a yes and a no. And we live in that kind of dualistic reality. There's no getting around it, at least not right now. We are getting a little bit more gray, but this week is kind of just acknowledging your position and what your point of view is from your eyes, and just sit with it and let that conflict kind of settle inside you. Okay. Blossoming Lotus, you've got the Dream Walker in the protective. Look, there's a little dragon. Okay. Dreams, the collective good, illusions. So the protection is, see, she's playing a flute. Look, we talked about this flute playing. Just, it's a good week to just kind of be in your vision, be in your dream, be in your heart. Protect your vision, though. The choices have already been made to move forward the way you're moving forward. So do so and just be in it. Diane, you got the chess queen in the protection. Okay. So trust and strategize. So this is like, see everybody's roles on the chess board. Okay. Everybody has their role. Everybody's playing their role, and whatever your position is, whether it be the queen or, something else, but you want to just trust that your position is okay to be held the way you're going to hold it, and that everybody else can do their thing too. It's also, when it's in protection mode, it's like, do have a strategy for how you want to, as the position you're in, handle the things that are going on around you. Okay. Just so this week would be a good week to contemplate that, like intentional strategizing. Okay. Janelle, the Hawk Prince and the spirit communication and paying attention. Okay. So really paying attention to all the signs and omens this week. The birds on the light posts, the feathers on the ground, the ladybugs on the nose, whatever happens for you, they are all going to be something to pay deeper attention to. Spirit is talking. Donnie, you've got the Well Watcher, which is wisdom, power of the divine. So this is just basically saying that, that there is a sacred kind of source, the well, okay, of information, and we don't want to poison it. And so what you're being asked to do is be really cautious about what you let into your well this week. The well being the energy of water, so emotions, and who you let have influence over those emotions, okay? Janice, I missed you at New Moon, I think, if I remember right. I think you were signed up and you didn't see you. Okay, the Horse King. Assistance and control. Okay, so this card is saying this is calling for you to be the leader. Okay, you can have assistance. The horse can be your assistant, but your horse needs you to be in control. Sound familiar to anyone else online? The horse needs you to be the leader. The leader is something that will come from within you as a singular source. Sometimes you want to be cooperative and you want everybody to be all kumbaya, but it's not always what's called for. This week, take charge. Okay. CC. Okay, you've got the seasons, sisters of the seasons too, cycles of growth, natural law, divine order. Be in that natural law. Try not to be hanging on to anything that's no longer yours to hang on to. Be in the season you're in, accept it. It's okay. Doesn't mean anything bad. Okay. Christy, Kira, and Finn. Christy, prison waif. So this is self-sabotage, poverty consciousness. This is where you are being, just like Gina was being asked to see where you are the one creating your own struggles. And because you're using a scarcity mindset. Watch out for that. Kira, you got the Dragon's Duel. You guys, that's the third time we've seen this card. It's upside down, but this card does not play upside down. So let me read to us all. It's the ally and the challenger all together. Okay, so Kira, and for everyone else, the Dragon's Duel takes place at the proverbial fork in the road. I've been feeling this a lot, by the way, that I've been feeling the energy that we are at a fork in the road as a collective, and whatever choice we make at that fork is going to impact us for a long time. Okay. Both ally and challenger at once, it represents the tension of opposites. Even though the truth is that we live in unity, we experience duality of faith and doubt, love and fear, right and wrong, black and white. This is asking you to accept it, although you may be going one way, another way may be calling you to change direction. Inquire whether your ego or your soul is leading you. There's always choices in life. Decision-making also solves inner conflict. Okay, so this is interesting because we're getting that the choice has already been made and make a decision. Okay, so this card is kind of saying the choice has already been made, so follow through with your decision and know that there may be some conflict about that. Okay, Finn, you've got the Ice Queen. That's the third time we've seen the Ice Queen as well. Ideas preserved, non-action. It's interesting that we're getting the choice has already been made. Don't take any more action right at this time. So just pause. Give yourself an opportunity. This card has come up 3 times, but it's kind of upside down. This is in protection mode for you. So Finn, whatever ideas you have, not taking action this week would be a protective measure. Okay. So you can write the ideas down, but yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Janice, thanks for responding to the new moon thing. I'm sorry you had a conflict. Hopefully you got to do something. Meredith. Okay, you got the rainbow prince, compensation and perseverance, same as Kimberly. You and Kimberly can get together this week and say, yay, if it's in my heart to do it, it's mine to do. The universe is going to celebrate me and give me what I deserve. Okay, great for this citrine that I got going on. Cynthia, your focus for the week is the map maker of destiny. Okay, so authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. Okay, so he is very much working with the natural signs, the fairies, though, kind of the mischievous energies. There's a, what you're feeling inspired to do, this would be the best thing to do is if you can. So give yourself an opportunity to kind of write your own destiny this week, but also follow through with what you can see your destiny already is. Okay. Eli, I don't know. Maybe it only lets you do it the day of, because I didn't see the comment from yesterday anywhere on my end. But we got to you, me and Taryn. Okay. Eli, you're focusing on sacred union, partnership, and romance. But remember what I said at the beginning of this, loving yourself is the first key to that. Okay, so the first act of loving yourself and focusing on that singular self is to be sure that what you're offering is love of yourself to another. Okay, and then Taryn, you got the Eagle King in protective mode. This is the big picture, angelic help. You may not have the big picture this week, okay? So the Eagle King is saying, like, surrender to the big picture, let the big picture be protected, and be open to the idea that it's revealing itself. If you remember where the non-action was given to us, so don't take action on the big picture yet, because maybe something else is being revealed. Kalina. Oh, third time's a charm for the Rainbow Prince. All of our ships are coming in. Yay! Compensation, perseverance. Okay, so that's protect. That is in the right side mode too. So this is basically saying you got the hello from the universe, that what you've been putting out is going to remind you that you will be compensated. Okay, law of attraction, law of compensation, law of receiving, all those things. Okay. And so it's saying, the message here is more than the Rainbow Prince says, to keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorms that may have upset your life. Follow your bliss to the pot of gold waiting for you. Perseverance pays off, and your reward will be greater than you can imagine. So nice. Okay. Rewards are coming. Woohoo. I'm sure most of us are like, wow, thank goodness. Astrid. Okay, you got the big picture too, but right side up. Okay, so this is keep your vision open. There's a big picture. You are getting assistance. Let that assistance come in. Give yourself a chance to really just pause and see it. Okay, let it kind of formulate in front of you. Okay, Nandini, you have the Desert Prince. Okay, so survival and false promises, right side up. This is okay to fight. This is okay to stand up when you know that a promise is being made that's false. It's okay to say so. It's also noticing that, what you need to do out of survival mode is what you need to do out of survival mode. There is such a thing as righteous anger, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. So this week might be a week for you to stand up for yourself a little bit and to recognize how you can keep promises to yourself. Okay? Circa, you're going to be focused on the dream walker, that little dragon, the little flute energy, dream, the collective good, illusions. This week would be a good week for you to be creative, play some music, be involved in kind of the higher energies, the small details. Try not to sweat too much, okay? Okay. Karen, you got the Arrow Master. This is hitting the mark in intention and detachment. This card is saying, let go of the arrow. You have pointed where you want to go. Now let it go. Let the action happen. Okay. Detach that from what's happening. Let it reveal itself. Bahar, you got in the protective mode, the Lady of Compassion. Okay. So if you at the beginning of this got this card, what she's saying is everybody needs kindness, everybody needs consideration, everybody needs reverence, even your enemies, even the people you're really struggling with. This week, have as much compassion as you can, particularly for yourself first, but then, for all that you can, because that will elevate your manifestation fields. Okay? Natalie. Okay, you got the Shadow Queen in protection mode. Okay, so acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation. So this is be careful where you're manipulating things. Look into your shadow work. Remember, we kind of heard earlier that it's, this week the wisdom might be coming from the shadows. So just paying attention to what you maybe haven't seen before, darkness in yourself, darkness in someone else, manipulations, that kind of thing. So being focused on that in a protective way. Okay, not a judgmental way. Heidi, you got the Horse King upside down. So protection, message of assistance and control. You're the leader, just like Janice this week. But this, when it's protective, it's saying you can be a leader kind of in more of a like assertive, passive way, not necessarily aggressive way, and let yourself recognize that you are the one who wants to be in charge, and it would be best for all involved if you took charge. Okay. All right, Terry. You got the wonderful, the wise woman of the Wonderland, integrity and compromise upside down. So this is just saying, like, you're kind of see the white rabbits in this card. It's like Alice in Wonderland white rabbit. You're kind of in the rabbit hole at the moment, but you have a lot of wisdom. And as long as you stay in your integrity self and you don't compromise who you are, but you do compromise where compromise makes sense, that will be protective for you and keep you moving in the direction you choose to. Okay. All right. I'm not exactly sure what KFO I'd vote for Astrid is. If you, KFO, would like a card, you can type me, please. We did get to Astrid, though. Are you running for some sort of office? Joe, you got the Spiral Dancer upside down, which is protective. Circuitous route, perception, everything's a healing spiral. Annoying as it is, everything is bringing you back to yourself. And this you're in a dance with yourself. Even though it looks like you're in a dance with other people, it's really you coming back to you, and making new choices each time with as much wisdom as you have acquired during the cycle. I know. Lessons. Lisa, you got the Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. Okay, so transformation, choice has already been made. It's happening. You let your intuition and your patience be your guides this week. Pause, give yourself space. Okay, you've got plenty of time to get this done, is what your guides just said. So, okay, Kamal. And just, you guys, we're coming to the ends, but I'm happy to go a little bit over if we don't get, so we can get to everybody. So if you're hanging out, the way to get a card is to type me, please, in the comments. Kamal, you got the Swan Queen upside down, so it's going to be protective for you. So building on Lisa's message, which is what they do sometimes, they squish you guys together. You're already transforming. It's time to be patient. It's time to wait and see what's going to happen next, because this week the choice has already been made, as we've been hearing. Stuff is trying to reveal itself. So hold on. Just wait a minute. Don't do anything. It'll be protective for you if you can be patient. Okay. Gina. Oh, Dragon's Duel again. So inner conflict. This is like the choice has already been made. You might be a little conflicted about what's going on, but just accept that there is going to be kind of a resistance. There is such thing as good resistance in manifestation. Okay. So just let yourself be aware of that. Surrender to the choices. Natalie, you've got the River Queen. Okay, she's flowing and letting go. She's got natural movement. Emotions are flowing the way they need to flow. There's no control over any of that kind of thing. All right, Catherine, for you, the focus this week is the Eyes of Beauty. You got positive expectations and clarity. Okay, so Catherine, use that vision to have positive expectations. See the positive wherever you can. And when you do see it, say, yes, thank you, more, please. Okay. All right, Carolyn. Rainbow Prince for the 4th time. Your ship is coming in too. You're going to get compensated. Keep being persistent. Things are going to show up the way they need to show up. Okay. So let yourself be in awareness that's just allow it. The worthiness is coming. Okay, Christy, the keeper of the scales, you got fairness and balance. Okay, so don't keep score necessarily. The universe will do that for you, but do just know when if you don't allow the natural order of balance to happen, it kind of has to do bigger adjustments. So kind of surrendering this week to whatever balance you can. Okay, Sam and Francis, I see you there. You're at the end right this minute. Coming, and Carolyn, I see you at the end there too, and I got you just now. All right, the Horse King upside down again. That same message, Sam, that we've been seeing. You're the leader. No, you're the leader. Sometimes the leader doesn't say anything. Sometimes the leader just keeps their mouth shut and leads. And so that's kind of what you're being asked to do this week. It's be in control where it's yours to be in control. Okay, Andrea. Web weaver. Okay, so if you got this at the beginning, if you picked 3 at the beginning, you got this again. This is, yes, your intentions, your manifesting, your energy into things does weave things into existence, but you're not alone, and you're not weaving that web alone. So you let the universe work with you. Okay. All right, Crystal, focus this week for you. Choice already been made. You're already doing it. Follow through with your choices. What you choose to do now will take you a long way for a while. Okay, so that those dragons are coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. Okay, let's see. Got Francis, and we will be done for today. Let's see, Francis. Your card is the Lady of the Mirror. Okay, reflection and non-judgment. It's upside down. This week would be a week to just kind of notice that dark. We started off with this dark message. That dark message is saying some of the truth is hidden in the shadows this week, and we're just going to be watching. And sometimes we have to watch the mirror of that shadow instead of the actual shadow itself. So just reflect, just pay attention, no judgment about it. Just see what you see. Okay. All right. I'll throw a card for Matt, and then we'll go on our way. Okay, Matt, you got Gaia's garden. So fruition, abundance, and reaping what you sow. All right, cool. I'm in on that one. All right, you guys, I will see you next week. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you have a fabulous week in your non-action and your ability to just kind of settle that inner conflict. I'm grateful for all of you. See you next week. Oh, Crystal, you popped in the last minute there. Okay, I got it. Hold on. I'm going to do Crystal. Crystal, your message is the dream walker. You brought that 3rd time as a charm, so that's for all of us, okay? So dreams, the collective good, illusions. Lots of playing with music, lots of playing with just dreaming and dreaming bigger, better life, not necessarily like more possessions, but more light, freedom, mindsets for ourselves, okay? Right, glad I got you. See